Liverpool are flying, aren't they? They maintain their perfect record in the Champions League by thrashing the German champions Bayer Leverkusen 4-0. Who needs Xabi Alonso, by the way? It's now 14 wins out of 16 in all competitions under Arne Slot. And he says he's embracing the pressure that comes with the job.
I think if you work at any club in and around the world, there's always pressure. So for some clubs or for some managers, there's pressure not to go down. For some, they have to win a lot. So in our position, there's always pressure, and this is the pressure we give ourselves as well. Because if you work at Liverpool or if you play at Liverpool as a player or as a manager, you know the manager that's probably going to come next. And so many other great players have set the standard so high over here that that always feels as a bit of pressure. But we also embrace this because that's also what we want. We want to be there where we are now. We want to compete for everything, and therefore you have to accept that if you work here or play here, that there's pressure. But the other side is that if you work or play here, you can enjoy incredible evenings and enjoy it because today the atmosphere, I said last Saturday, this was impressive. I think this was even more impressive today.
Some really interesting comments there from Arne Slot, the Liverpool manager. But I mean, that is again. I mean, Leverkusen aren't the same side, of course, than of last season, and they were poor at times. But once again, this Liverpool side able to just brush aside a team that actually could have been fairly threatening to them, and I'm continually impressed by their results. And actually as well, Flex, the thing is that they're in the midst of this run that most people looked at a few games ago and went, right, here we go, gets tough now.
It's supposed to be the difficult games.
Yeah, and still they're finding ways to win. And I think as well what's impressive, if you look at that Brighton game where they didn't play well, they went 1-0 down.
First half struggling.
Yeah, again, found a way to win. So yeah, I mean he is impressive, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's done so well in such a short space of time. There's not a bad word you can say about what Liverpool have done so far this season. You just can't. Doesn't matter who you support. It's different. It's visibly different to how they played under Jurgen Klopp. There's moments where they're not quite at it, and they ride those moments.
Is it better
and they
than
find
under
a way?
Klopp?
I wouldn't say it's better. I think when Liverpool were in their pomp with Klopp and it was all action, there was smothering teams, it was end-to-end, high-octane football.
You're talking about the Mane, Firmino, Salah.
100.
Yeah.
That was so entertaining, mate. Honestly, the fear factor, and look, it hasn't really gone away because Liverpool's still that team, especially at Anfield. But in those peak Klopp years, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Henderson, Mane, Salah.
They were outrageous. Weren't they?
It was Firmino. It was ridiculous, So I wouldn't say it's better, but it's different and it's equally as effective, just in a different way. I think that what we're seeing now is, like I say, Liverpool can look like they're not playing well. They're under the cosh a little bit. I watched that Brighton game. And they were poor. Brighton should have been a couple goals up at least, maybe 3.
Do you know what else is more?
Makes find a way.
Yeah, makes this more amazing is the fact that throughout the summer we were sitting here going, they're going to make a signing yet?
Exactly.
And I know they're buying Chiesa. I don't think he's even played yet.
Might be going back.
Might be going back already. So this is a squad that he's essentially just inherited. And let's be honest as well, the whole time. And I know he'd just come in, but there was no moaning. He just said, I think these players are good enough, actually. I'm really happy with my squad. And
they are.
And they are. And he was right.
We all said at the beginning of the season, right? It doesn't matter whether they've signed anyone or they haven't. Liverpool are still the 3rd best team in the league. Just by default. They've got the opportunity or the room to grow and be better than the 3rd team, but they are not lower than that. That is the base level. That's even with Villa buying a couple in the summer, United doing what they do, Chelsea doing what they do. All the teams that had bought, you still go, not better than Liverpool, mate.
Yeah,
it's simple as that. And you've just got genuine world-class players there as well. You've got Salah, you've got Alisson, you've got Van Dijk. There's 3 that are just unquestionably world-class.
Salah. It's just ridiculous, isn't he? Do you know what it is with Salah? It's the consistency.
It's a joke, mate.
And also, in a way, he almost embodies what we've just been talking about in the sense that he can have a game where he's so quiet or he gives the ball away too much or he misses a few chances. He will still come up
delivers
with a
with
moment.
either an assist or goals or both.
Yeah.
It's very rarely none.
Do you think he ranks as Liverpool's best ever Premier League player?
I'm no expert on Liverpool, but I think you have to have a serious conversation of him being that. I can't look past too many. I know Stevie G is the one you look to, isn't it? That's the one. Captain Marvel, played through various different Liverpool sides, some that were really, really bang average, some that were really good, and he was just the one. Because he didn't win the Premier League as well, and Salah's got that, you just look at what he's accomplished. Like in that time, he's won everything, and just the goals and the impact and the consistency of him. Really, Salah, because he's been in the Messi and Ronaldo era. But realistically, the numbers he's been doing with how consistent he's been doing it, he's Ballon d'Or level. Like he's been Ballon d'Or level. But I was saying yesterday, stylistically, with how he plays, sometimes it's not as easy on the eye. So if he played how Prime Mahrez did, you know, like the way he glides past people. So say Mahrez had Salah numbers, it would visually. There's something about that people just appreciate a lot more. So I think he does get disrespected in terms of just how good he's been and how consistently good he's been, and the numbers he's put down.
I mean, visually, some of the goals he scores though are just outrageous. You know how clinical he is. That goal against Brighton, as well,
was a joke, and he makes it look so outrageous. Easy. Yeah, like that's normal for Salah. Like, that's normal. That's not normal. That goal. It's not.
It's not.
And the crosses he puts in, right foot, no problem. Pinpoint, back post. Someone will be there. It's not normal, mate, what he does. No, and it's annoying.
It's not at all. In terms of this title race then, you know, are we boiling this down a bit too much just because it's been a week where Man City and Arsenal both lost, which actually, I mean, you'd have to go back miles to find a week where that last happened as well. And obviously it becomes Liverpool's day. And, you know, that's despite the fact that they themselves were behind that day too. And it almost looked like, here we go, Nottingham Forest get to the top of the table.
Imagine they all lost.
Imagine if they'd all lost on the same
Arsenal
day.
Would be like
but it was, you know, obviously it was Liverpool who did eventually come through. You know, is it too early to say they are now the favourites?
Way too early. Of course, you can't say that.
For the Premier League.
You can't say that.
Why can't you say that?
You can't say that.
Why can't you say that?
Because City are only 2 points behind them.
Yeah, but City have lost 3 in a row.
It doesn't matter. Not three in a row in the Prem.
Yeah, but they've lost 3 games.
No, you can't. When someone's only 2 points behind you, mate, in November, you can't say that the team that's top is now favourites.
What's also interesting is me and Rory Jennings have had debates on here recently where Rory keeps saying to me, you're going to have to get 90 points to win the league this season. We've seen it in past seasons. No, I disagreed with him and I said, look, this is Man City without Rodri. This is Arsenal who have lost Odegaard for a bit. As much as Liverpool have been fantastic, and we just talked about it, they are still in transition. But this is why I'm saying about them being favourites, because yes, they had that game where they lost against Nottingham Forest, but other than that, in most games, at least getting the result has been.
I still think something they've done. I just think out of respecting 4 in a row, mate, right, and big runs late in the season when it's the championship rounds. You don't get to say City as second favourites. It's just when they're only 2 points off the top. I just think it's way too early.
There are Liverpool players in that squad, though, who have been on runs like that.
Absolutely. But this Liverpool squad, this version of it, hasn't done that. I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying they can't win the league. But to say they are favourites, I still would have City as favourites.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just think it's too early to discount them as favourites.
Yeah. Can you see this turning into a 2-horse race at all? And whether that is Liverpool, Arsenal or Liverpool City?
Well, Arsenal are in a bit of bother. I think now Odegaard's back, he's travelled to Italy for the I
think that will change a lot.
It has to. If it doesn't, and they slip away, because what are they, 7 points off Liverpool?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
They can't be more than that. And especially if City win their next game and then they start to, if those two go away, Arsenal will be in the top 4 race, mate.
Yeah.
Forget third. Wow, it would just be just a normal top, because Villa aren't going away.
Yeah.
At the moment, Forest aren't.
Yeah.
You know, Chelsea are on the same points as Arsenal, aren't they? 1 point better.
Would have been a great opportunity.
And they go there next.
Yeah. Would have been a great opportunity for Man United if they brought in a new manager at the start. They say, what a shame.
I know. We're only 6 points off, aren't we? You know, Chelsea and Arsenal play each other while we play Leicester. Draw there. Start racking up the points, mate.
Yeah, but that's assuming you beat Leicester, mate.
We will.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rude will get that done.
Go on, Rude.
Yeah.
Go on, Rude.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.